He keeps transitioning. Once again, really, if I were to, I know there's a whole draft here. We should definitely get to it, but if I were to pick Moon Meander, it's for like a hypothetical like dream team. It wouldn't be because of his phenomenal play. I mean, his play is great, very solid, above average for like tier 1 players, even I would say. But it's his voice, it's his captaining, it's his leadership that I would pick him for. He's like a Kyle, at least in the last couple of years. So
minus the Yules thing.
Well, the thing is, Kyle would be minus the Yules. Moon Meander would be plus the Yules.
Yeah. That's
Kyle
very
dropped
true.
it. Sand King.
Yeah, Sand King, first time we've seen him.
Not a super popular hero right now, but whenever I rank this hero in like tier lists, I think every single patch I put him like A or B tier. He's just so standard, right? He's a stunner. He's got really good base defense. He can just sit in a tier 1 tower and defend forever with Sandstorm. And he's a good counter initiator, good team fighter. His laning can be an issue. I think if you're crazy, you look to pick something that's good against Sand King in lane. You know, something like Anti-Mage is great against him.
Ursa again. What, the 4th or 5th time we've seen this hero already in just 2 days? Or not even 2 full days?
I think it's like the 3rd most popular hero in pro level pubs, Ursa. So just people are hugely favoring it right now, especially in NA when people are going Battle Fury on a hero, you know North Americans are going to be all over that. All over it. Just hit creeps in the jungle. That's a good life.
So Sand King, Ogre, Clinks, Luna. We've seen Clinks be disgusting in the hands of Crit. We now have it with Ogre and Sand King. The last time we saw the Clinks was in that 4, but do we see it mid too? Was it twice we saw it or just that one game?
Have we seen it mid?
I swear yesterday it was mid once, but maybe it was just 4.
I think we saw twice. Yeah. We saw Crit play it off lane Clinks.
Radiant team ban.
But it can be played mid. I mean, it's a perfectly fine mid. Once again, it's another one of these heroes that, because of what it does in lane, you can kind of just pick it in any role, and just throw it there, and it'll be fine. Like I could definitely see Snaking playing this. I could see Envy playing it mid. I could see Moon playing it. I could even see Fear playing it. Although Fear Ogre is one of his favorite heroes right now, so I really imagine he'll be playing Ogre.
5 seconds remaining.
With Brax on Sand King.
Oh yeah, well, yesterday, Crit was the 3 there, because they had swapped positions on that a couple times, with Crit being the 4 to like start out one game, because he was supporting like the first game they played, and then that game he was just the 3.
Yeah, they seem to not really care that much about role distribution, other than like getting Arteezy farm.
Interesting Storm pick.
Not much disable. It's really just the Sand King in terms of disable, and this kind of forces out something from Business Associates to try to handle him. If you wanted to go real crazy, something like a Puck would be pretty good.
Seconds remaining.
Just double down on the disable. You can own the Ursa with the coil. You can own the Storm. Can't die to Clockwork or Enchantress. Let's see. They need a mid, though, I think. Well, you know, you could do Clinks mid in this game, actually, against the Storm, and I think Clinks will do really fine against Storm because of the range that you have and the massive amount of physical damage. Like, Storm's never going to hit you with a Remnant on Clinks. So you probably want, like, a 4 position right now that deals with... You could Puck. You could Earth Spirit as well.
This is a lot of mobility here for Crazy. Just with the Storm and the Nature's Prophet, you can really set up Clockwork hook shots in. All of a sudden, you've got Nature's Prophet and the Storm right on top, like that.
Yeah, they need something. They need some hero that lanes well with Sand King.
Death Prophet.
Was not expecting that. So that kind of makes me feel like it's going to be a 4 Clinks with a Death Prophet mid and V playing that against Storm, but it looks like they're waiting to pick. Of course, Fear takes Ogre, Snake King is the 4, and they're just going to run Envy on Death Prophet. Well, you know what? They could run Luna mid. I mean, I do see Moo is a Death Prophet fanatic. He loves this hero. So, never mind. Okay, I thought they were gonna do something wild, but no, they didn't. Not that wild, at least.
So they end up going to the Death Prophet mid
10
safely in
seconds
Luna.
remaining.
And again, I think a lot of focus
5
on this
seconds
team is on the
remaining.
Moo. But we'll see. I mean, I really think Eternal Envy is the key factor with this team, and we've seen him be that factor in the series they've played so far, and recently, especially in ESL.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's delivered. He's delivered lately, which I'm glad about. Once again, I just love the narrative. I love that everybody's wrong, Envy was right, just because you know, he is the main character of the anime after all. So he has to be right sometimes.
So first game coming out here. I mean, I don't normally ask who you got, but who you liking?
Oh boy, it's close. I haven't seen Crazy play in a while. They've been playing in some European tournaments against some European teams like OGC and stuff. I'm gonna go Business. I feel like Business has just looked really great lately, and that's really it. I mean, I feel like the drafts are relatively even. I don't see either of these drafts being. There's no crazy cheese pick or anything like that on either side. So I'm just gonna say Business from how they're playing lately. Oh, look at that. Big Daddy Fear in the front with the bird.
And Fear played so well on the Witch Doctor yesterday. Like, that was a perfect game from him.
Yeah, he was.
Prepare for battle.
Then again, it was versus Plasma, wasn't it?
No, it was Beast Coast.
Oh yeah, that was versus Beast Coast. Right, true. EG played against Plasma.
Yeah, that was their second series of the day. It was a very quick one.
Yeah.
But one nonetheless.
Love to see Witch Doctor getting picked. That hero's hilarious. Look at the big 5-man rotation down here. That Luna taunt is hilarious.
I was actually going to ask. It sounded like that could have been coming from the ogre
30
mount.
seconds to battle.
No, it's the cat. That's the cat.
What happens if you have the bunny?
I think it's just immersion breaking. I can't. I'm zoomed in on it. It's so silly.
So they're looking to get Moo a proper matchup. Or at least it looks like he's not committing to a lane just yet.
It does look that way, although he's heading top. They want the Clinks versus... Or they want the Sand King versus the Natures. I think. Because that way he can just deal with those treants. You know, you Sandstorm, Caustic Finale. Not much a couple of summons can do against this Sandy boy.
I'm interested to see this Sand King because it's not a hero that we've been seeing too much.
Not for you.
It really has been, I don't know, just kind of not picked. With a meta that I think has opened up a lot of doors for offlaners. It feels like.
He's probably Sand King's like weakest point is level 1 to 3. He's really bad. All of his abilities are really trash at level 1. They scale.
He's in a lot of trouble getting hit with Battery Assault from Moomiander. One more shot from Owie, and then finish off this Ogre Magi and grab themselves first blood.
Yeah, huge, really nice rotation up towards top. I mean, he doesn't need to be bought. The Kezer's going to be fine down here. He's against 2 really weak early level heroes. So he can just walk towards top. But here's the thing, though. Kezu, he's got that TP. So if they also want to rotate him up here, he just presses his ability. Now they have the Natures versus Luna matchup, which is what Crazy would like.
God. That impetus level 1 damage is certainly disgusting at times, and we saw Enchantresses yesterday just working with the enchant. I think we saw a couple of them go like 0-1-1 to start, just have the heal, have the enchant, run at these heroes, especially with the help of someone who can really output some early game damage. And you just run with the extra slow. We were seeing it against Ursa's, like the enchant like Spectral Dagger, where Ursa then had 100 movement speed. Kezu though taking a lot of damage. Good cogs. Mumiander will keep them from getting that kill into the Nature's Prophet. He'll take a lot of damage himself, and with the 2 stuns to lock him down, Mumiander will fall to Snake King, who's on the on the books with 5 damage.
He pulled the Titanic. You know, he let his friend float away on the board or the bed or whatever it was she floated away on. You get what I'm saying. Saved his friend.
Yeah. He was the Jack, and he was let go.
Exactly. Brax just left alone down here. If he can get some levels, he's okay with this. It's all about those sentries.
We'll see what Brax can get now that he's sitting level 3. He does have himself with the level 2 in Sandstorm.
Yeah, he's just gonna go cut. Oh, never mind. I'm surprised. I think it's pretty hard to lane against these 2 heroes as a Sand King, especially when you have Dust.
Yeah, they do have Dust on the Ursa.
Yep. Always such a good support. He bought that and gave it to Skeeter.
And just in case to make that
Radiant
jump, he does
structures are fortified.
have 1 level into the Burrow Strike, which won't get him too far away if he were to get jumped. Brown, meanwhile, he'll grab himself a double damage, refill the bottle. Mumiander comes over to help with that 4-minute rune. So, refill the bottle. This is something we've talked about time and time again with these mids that are bottle opponents, is who can control the power runes. It's not the worst thing at the 4-minute spot. It just lets you kind of take over a bit, especially when it's a double damage. But he'll refill the bottle at the 5-minute mark with the bounty rune.
That's the thing. It takes away the. It takes away like the randomness of, oh my god, this guy got a DD. Now I lose the lane. If you have people protecting it, it's like you're guaranteed to get that DD if it spawns. Brax has got to be so careful. He's having such a rough time.
Forced to use that Sandstorm just to avoid the impetus.
Oh, he places the sentry, so Brax has to just run over here and help Envy secure this rune.
Gotcha.
Secure
2
the
for
runes,
2?
secure the refill, and it really is going to help Envy over in the mid lane. Brax is not exactly having a great time down bottom, 12-4. Pretty much just a slow time that's equivalent to what Kezu's getting so far.
He's a Sand King, though. You know, this hero very fast at recovering with that Sandstorm. Usually you'd like to be pressuring, but, you know, there's only so much you can do as a Sand King.
So where is he forced to move? Like, does he have to move somewhere? Is he just staying? He's got Snake King's help. Burrow Strike comes in. They can get Snake King some extra damage with just 1 more shot. Ooh, good Fairy Fire. Stays alive. Just barely, too.
I think you can cut. You can start cutting on Brax, probably. I mean, if he's laning solo against Ursa, he should do fine. But he's not solo. Envy's interested. He wants to kill Skitter before he's level 6.
And Burrow Strike comes in with the Exorcism. They've got the damage. They have the control. They'll get the kill. Eternal Envy, he comes in as he hits level 6 to make the rotation towards bottom and help Brax kind of open up a bit. But over mid, Fear, he's taken out by Bryle. They are around this tower. They've got the help from Kezu as well as Aoi to try and control and get some damage in and maybe even clean up the tower completely.
A nice rotation from Kezu. It's just so hard to defend this tower at 6 minutes. Like, people don't have levels to defend it, so all you need to do is throw treants and protect the siege. And all of a sudden it's relatively free. Especially with Envy being bought. Brax made his way towards the mid lane now. He's just struggling bot. He needs to take some space now instead of making it. Which Envy will happily oblige. This gentleman is the king of making space.
Yeah, his move bottom is usually you'll see like a Death Prophet try to clean up the mid tower with Exorcism. I'm actually happy to see him go bottom.
Yeah. Envy, if you're playing against Envy team, you always have to expect him to rotate. He will only play in the side lanes after about 5 minutes. He does this every single game.
Moomiander. Snake King comes in. The damage isn't terrible, but they've got the Lucent Beam to follow it up. And again, stick save. So Snake King, he really wants to add to the Death Pact damage, but another Exorcism up and another tower looking to be taken. Or, well, the first tower to be taken. Another spot for Envy to put pressure on.
First Exo was with the Arcane Rune, so he's got it up again for this top tower. Take over the enemy triangle a bit too with the Exo.
Brax sprouted. He doesn't have Burrow Strike for 5 seconds. He doesn't actually have the mana for it either, and with 3 heroes here, they'll claim the life of the Sand King. Not much he can do, and his good rotation coming in from Kezu to at least help out Skitter in this bottom lane. But again, Death Prophet moving, they get objectives. Eternal Envy, to this point, not sitting top of the net worth, but certainly making his presence felt all over the map.
Yeah, good space. Bot tower with the Bloodlust. It's a little bit harder to take, but looks like they need more people to defend this. Unfortunately now, Moo and Brax are kind of standing in the same lane together, which you don't really want to do this with your Sand King and Luna in this particular instance, because Sand King needs to take some space, but Luna is a carry, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She's got to farm this.
3 in the Burrow Strike, 3 Sandstorm for Brax. Nothing in the Caustic.
Yeah, there's no point. No point. Caustic's for it's for dominating lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And he was having a rough time.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Could make a move on Brax here behind the tower, but no, looks like they're out. They're just gonna sack it. Brax is cutting it.
They actually do a dance around these trees. They don't spot each other immediately, but the Lucent Beam comes in with the Fire Blast from Fear. Moomiander will eventually go down, but they've got the Dust, so that'll keep Snake King in vision. He's under the tower regardless, so he'll lose his life. The Vortex pulls in Brax. They've rotated out Aoi, but the Burrow Strike hits onto Bryle. They'll finish off the Storm. Brax again under the tower, trying to get some distance between him and the rest of the team of Crazy, but they're still able to claim his life. And the Wrath of Nature bouncing around, but not cleaning up anybody on Business Associates end.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
If Fear was unlucky there, he would have walked into a ward and just instantly died to that Wrath of Nature, but no such ward vision. It's to the left of the secret shop here, a little bit too far out to catch him. Guess he's going for the Blade Mail build on Nature's Prophet, which I think normally is pretty... I think it was kind of overrated for a while, and a lot of offlaners figured that out and stopped going for it. But against Luna, Sand King, Death Prophet, that's 3 heroes that do AoE magic damage. They can't do anything to stop you from just blade mailing it and returning it. So it's a very good blade mail game. Moon's got the hook. Just barely misses it.
And he does. Snake King doesn't get hit by the dust. They'll bring over Brax. They've also got Eternal Envy. Enraged Skitter on the run. Brax is here ready with a Burrow Strike. He goes north.
Nice.
And TP's out.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Brax is trying to kind of clothesline him from the front, and he just says, you know what, I'm going to go for the TP. There's no other cancel other than Brax, so if you can get your distance away from the Sand King, then of course you can make your way out.
Surprised he was able to escape as easily as he did with all the options that business associates had in locking him down.
Yeah, I mean, he made it look easy. That's the thing, is it was just a really good juke. Really good juke. Bryle has been silently farming this whole time, though.
Yeah, despite the death bottom, he's sitting third in the net worth, and he is 700 gold in front of Eternal Envy. Like, Envy's been a loud presence, but hasn't exactly gotten everything he would have liked. Hookshot comes in, they'll get the kill on the Snake King. Now Bryle gets yet another 3-1-1. And his presence is turning into kills, whereas Envy's has only turned into a tier 1 tower top and a kill bottom.
He's got a haste, though, so his next move will be a little bit more potent, let's say. And he's getting closer to that Yules. See, the issue with running around like this on a mid laner is that, of course, Bryle is going to get more farm than Envy is, because Bryle is not really making space. He was taking space. Investing, you know. But Moo's huge, I think, partly due to Envy. So, Moo versus Bryle.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures
Tier 1 tower
are
towards top.
fortified.
Skitter going into the Battle Fury. A pretty standard build from what we've been seeing on Ursa's recently. It's just right into the Battle Fury. Brax nearby. He'd love to finish this Blink Dagger pretty quickly, but here's the
Radiant's
haste.
bottom tower
So
is
Eternal
under
Envy
attack.
has Exorcism in just 10 seconds, and even with the haste, he gets enchanted, so slowed up to 171 movement speed, where they can't continue to chase this crazy side.
Enchant is such a good ability. The fact that it dispels, has a 6-second 55% slow and a 20-second cooldown, and it can give you a creep for 2 minutes with extra health and damage. It's wild. It's really wild. This is why the hero is broken. It is not her other abilities. Wow, that's a big kill.
Yeah, they get the kill there. They look over, though, to trade for Kezu.
The forest.
And Brax will help get that kill on the Nature's Prophet, but they lose the Luna, and that is going to slow down the progression from Moo. And Exorcism got committed on that, so, you know, now you're not losing towers with that Exorcism. Your map presence stays okay for Crazy. Like, yes, you lose the Nature's Prophet, but I think at the end of the day, like, your room to farm doesn't go down. You're not losing objectives. Your map's not getting choked out.
Yeah, that's true. I think you're probably cool with that if you're Crazy, because Moo was really just seeming like he could become an unstoppable force pretty quickly. So just putting a wrench in that plan is, at the very least, psychologically, it feels good to feel like, okay, he's not unkillable. Like we can catch him with some
Falling
vision.
up top on the Fear with the Electric Vortex. There's the stun out from Fear. He's not going to survive this, though. Bryle can continue to go in. The static running down, ball lightning forward. Bryle gets the kill, refills on his bottle. Or gets some mana from his bottle that is now empty. But bottom. Moo and Snake King trying to fight this. Brax coming around the back. They've got the Burrow Strike hitting on Kezu. The damage from Snake King isn't going to be enough to finally get the kill. They're within Sandstorm completely. Hookshot hits Auto Eternal Envy, who's going after Kezu. They finally get the kill on a Moo Meander. The tier 1 getting low. Brax dusted. He's just looking for anything he can get his hands on. He does have the Burrow Strike available. Looks over again to find the Nature's Prophet. The damage is there for Snake King. He'll move up by 10 on the damage to 15, and they'll take the tier 1 tower bottom.
A hard tower defense, I think, if you're Crazy. This bot tower, you don't really have anybody to sit and defend the tower with long-range spells, you know? Like, really, who is it that can do that on Crazy? It's none of them.
Owie? On the Owie. Fire Blast does multicast, so Moo will have the rotation to clean up, and despite the death a little bit earlier, that first death, he is still rolling on a 7,600 net worth spree. And Ursa trying to catch up. He's got the Battle Fury finished.
Yeah, Brax's Blink is paying dividends at this point with these pickoffs, but Skeeter, that is definitely the next target. He's gotten out of dodge in a couple of these fights, and now that he's got the Battle Fury, he's going to start accelerating in farm. So I think the pressure is now on Associates to try to kill him. We've seen this Luna Ursa matchup go both ways. It really just depends on who kills the other one more in the early game, because they both farm incredibly fast.
With Battle Fury in the hands of the Ursa, he'll be going after the Sanjin Yasha. Bryle trying to get towards this Bloodstone. Got the Blink Dagger finished for Brax. So now they have that longer ranged initiation with Blink Burrow Strike, especially with Burrow Strike sitting at level 4. And we'll see what they can do to work with this, because, you know, to follow that up, they also have the Lucent Beam. Blink Burrow Strike and the Lucent Beam in the Sandstorm. Moomiander in trouble. Cogs hook shot away, but the last right click comes in from Moo to finish him off.
Very close, but unfortunately no dice. Would have been nice if he could have wasted their time a bit on that smoke. It's like Brax is trying to set up elsewhere. Maybe on Kezu. Snake King's heading over as well. Nah, he's a Nature's Prophet. He's gonna TP away.
And they join back with the team and see what they can get. So they're starting to put a bit of a 5-man presence around the map.
I think they want to Roche with the Arcane on Envy, but they see Ursa.
Exorcism popped, and now they're coming over. They don't even need the Exorcism. They've popped it, so they should probably go for a Roche with Fear getting the kill on a Skitter. No Ursa for 40.
Look at the glaives.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, very easy with the Exorcism. Snake King's got a whole boatload of minus armor too. They do for Clockwork though. You have to be careful. Flares it. He sees. Not in time.
Standing in front.
A little too slow.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Gotcha.
Kezu putting pressure onto the tier 2 bottom, but Brax is here with the Sandstorm. So Brax, despite the quiet start, has helped the team in 9 of these 10 kills.
Yeah, just the rushing blink, basically. All they need is some sort of setup and catch. That's all. He has all the damage in the world, all the carry potential in the world. He doesn't need to farm. He doesn't need to push. He literally just needs to set up. That's it. Bryle has his full Bloodstone. It's been a while since we've seen him involved in anything.
Yeah, he's been trying to get that farm, get that Bloodstone. He did lose his Courier. And maybe now with this Bloodstone, he'll start to open up some space for the Ursa to continue working with this Battle Fury and get into the Sanjin Yasha and what's next, you know?
When Ursa gets that Basher, finally, he will be a bit of a problem for the Death Prophet and the Luna. These are two heroes that don't like a bear to be smacking them with, you know, BKB piercing burst damage. It's both of these heroes very susceptible to burst. They like these long engagements.
Envy, despite, you know, the presence all over the map, 2-0 and 4, not a crazy amount of farm, but it's not really about him getting this massive amount of farm while he's opening up the map for Moo, who is top of the net worth, who is continuing to be successful in, you know, working on these items. He's got the Helm of the Dominator, Hurricane Pike afterwards, now working towards BKB. Like, Moo is definitely getting big, and this is a potential problem for Crazy. He's just going to continue to chase Owie. Snake King, though, lit up by Skitter. Not enough to get the kill. The ball lightning onto Brax. They've got the dust as well as the sentry down. They'll get the kill into the Sand King, so they turn this well enough, and they're going to look for more. Ball lightning in onto Fear. Hook shot hits onto the Treant, so it gets Moonlander by Fear, but it doesn't hit the hook shot onto these dire heroes. Exorcism committed by Eternal Envy. They've got Skitter, who will Urshock onto the high ground. Eclipse gets used. Moonlander locked in his own cogs to get killed off by Moo, but they do allow the Ursa to leave.
Man, Skeeter really really likes to abuse this Earth Shock to go over high grounds and into trees. Like he's a... Oh, big zip!
It's the Vortex. Fear.
Is under attack.
Bloodstone charges. That's all you really care about at this point on Storm. It is a useless big fat ogre, but you know, doesn't matter who you kill, you get those Bloodstone charges.
God, Essence Ring. Feels like a good one to have for Bryle.
Oh, definitely. 2.5 mana regen, int. Trades me your mana for HP, which of course Storm is it's got an abundance of mana. Very nice.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bryle and Skitter are starting to catch up here. Although Moo, he's going to be hard to catch. He's got the glaives. He farms really well. And getting close to this BKB might be a point where Moo is looking to farm or fight. But after this, after this Sanj getting the SNY, I would assume Skitter, like you said, is going to go for the Basher, right?
I think more than likely. It's a decent BKB game, too, if he wants to play it safe. Not a super common pickup on Ursus these days, though, to be honest, just because of the status resist build is all about not needing the BKB. Zip on Envy.
Yeah, looking for Envy. Hook shot. Nicely done by Moonmeander.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Follow
is
it
under
up.
attack.
Make sure that they can lock him down, and no chance he gets away.
Smoke out. They still do have the DD on Bryle, so if he can catch anybody, it's basically a kill. They ping Kezu on the top lane. But he's a Naturus. He's so difficult
Dire's middle
to
tower is
get a
under
grip
attack.
on. If you're associates.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has been denied.
Brax denies the tower.
Easy.
He's looking to get a Yules.
I think after his Yules, Travels would be really nice to just stop this Nature's Prophet split push. It's really the only thing that's making life a living hell for associates in terms of map pressure, is this Nature's Prophet. For now.
BKB almost finished for Storm. Bryle has had a pretty open game up to this point, and getting the BKB will only make it harder to deal with. I mean, what do you do to a BKB Storm Spirit?
Yeah, good question. You basically have to burst them. Sand King stun into Ogre stun. I think you don't have the damage without both of those stuns.
Radiant are scanning.
So it's asking a lot. It really is.
Gotcha.
Go.
And how close is he to it? Just 300 or 200 gold away. 300 gold away. BKB for Luna, 100 gold there. They're gonna invade the triangle. Bro strike. They'll get the Enchantress. They've got the silence with Centaur follow-up, and they kill off Owie. Maybe not the biggest target for them to get, and then everybody rotates bottom. Wow. In unison.
Huh. I guess they assume that that's where the split will happen. Like you know that if you get a kill on the other side of the map, that Crazy's got to make a move to the opposite side, but they sniffed it out. They knew it was happening. Interestingly enough. Kezu's so annoying on this top lane with Natures, man. Look at all the trees he's destroyed up top. This guy is deforesting.
And just trying to continue to put pressure on and maybe alleviate the map presence of business associates with a hook shot out on the Snake King. Will pop the Burning Army. I'm a little bit shocked there. But maybe just trying to get something for his troubles, knowing that he's going to die regardless.
Huh.
They're going to rotate over, look for the epicenter. Blink Burrow Strike, that hits on a Brile. Do they have the continued control, though? Jules is used, and there's the Lucent Beam with the multicast Fire Blast. They will kill him off. So they kill Brile, they find Moomiander, and they get around 2 of these heroes to get Bullflies.
You can see just how close it was to Brile maybe getting away there. If he hadn't used his BKB earlier, he just gets away. And I think there's like some turn rate issues too with the Yule Scepter. But you really need the Sand King plus the Ogre. It's just so much HP. 2,500 HP with an Essence Ring on Brile. Like, this guy he's such a tank right now. Spider Legs Ursa, that's a nice one.
Yeah, good one to have. Don't have to necessarily rely on the Earth Shock to get you up and down cliffs.
Yeah, as if he wasn't being annoying enough with the pathing.
Ooh, Paladin Sword, though. That is a great one for the Luna.
Oh, hell yeah. He's got the lifesteal, too, and he's working on a Satanic. That's perfect with the Satanic. Amplify that lifesteal. These are good items. They're getting good items. Sometimes you can get crappy ones, and it feels bad.
Ooh, now Paladin Sword for them, though.
Quickening Charm? Who do you give the Quickening Charm to? Probably Death Prophet? Probably Death Prophet.
Holding the Essence Ring. At least for now.
Sadly, there aren't really great Storm items on Tier 3. He's going to get the Quiver, but it's one of the crappier items from neutrals. For its tier, I should say. Kezu, are they finally going to get him? Are they finally going to get him up here? He's being so annoying.
Snaking trying to find the vision to get around, and he's right on him. Doesn't even know, gets hit with the silence, and it's easy kills and easy pickings for the side of Business Associates. Snaking now up to 30 damage. And Snaking, I feel like he gets kind of scary the longer this game goes, especially if he can rack up some of this damage with the Bloodlust. Like, that is not going to be easy to handle.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, dude, real talk, Bkop. Do you think anybody's ever pooped themselves playing Dota? Because they're TPing out on natures, and it's like, boom, 5 heroes all of a sudden. I bet it's happened. I bet it's happened.
I feel like that's putting a lot of pressure on yourself if you're that intense into it. But the hook shot comes in. They look over. Brile comes in with the BKB. They get the kill into Eternal Enemy. Now they look over as the damage comes up from Snaking on to Moomiander. Fear's also gone. They'll buy back on the Ogre Magi with the BKB being popped by Moo. Lucent Beam is there. Epicenter being charged up by Brax. He'll blink forward. Burrow Strike hits onto the Ursa. Now they've got the damage to take out Skitter. Kezu comes back in. Brile waiting and looking for an opportunity to jump back in. They've got the Sandstorm. They'll have the Clockwork back. Here comes Kezu, maybe not the move that he wants to make, but the ball lightning all the way across the Roche pit. Brile, he's looking for an opportunity, but there's the Lucent Beam. Got the multicast out on an AUI as they find themselves Brile. They've got the silence. They'll have the damage from Snaking once again, and he is racking up the damage more and more as this fight goes on. He's now up to 50. They'll have 2 heroes gone without buyback on the side of Crazy, and Ina Roche Business Associates go, and they will claim their prize. They leave the cheese. And to quote that voice line, but no, because they didn't pick it up. They just,
it's just there. There's just a cheese in the pit. I don't know.
Cavalry has arrived.
Did they not count? What kind of Roche is it? Oh, Kezu, bottom again, Sneaking. All of a sudden, 55 damage. I feel like we were just talking about him having 15.
Yeah, he's got a BKB coming up, so he really is a core. I mean, especially with Brax's game just being kind of get destroyed in the laning phase and then run around killing people with Blink. You know, it's pretty nice to have a Clinks as your 4.
Burrow Strike hits on a Skitter. Fear, no multicast. Brile comes in. He's got the dust on the Brax. There's the Yules. Also have Clockwork through. Fromage. Yeah, it's like they kind of wanted to go in, but they weren't exactly sure.
Ursa had used his ult, but then Bryle zips in like right after. I mean, he didn't commit to BKB or anything, so it's just mana. That's all.
Is under attack.
I think they can force.
Radiant's bottom
If
tower
you're a
has
business, you
fallen.
just force high ground right now. You have a Domed Alpha Wolf. You got a Clinks. You got a Death Prophet. No way you can outpace this.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Hook shot in onto Eternal Envy. He needs to be careful, but the Hurricane Pike gets him some distance. You look at the Ignite coming through from Fear. Is it going to be enough to really help them out? They've got the Yules out onto the Ursa as well as Eternal Envy, who's up towards full health. They've got the locked and they have the silence. Ursa in trouble on the run, but Bryle goes to the backline. Ball laning all the way in. He finds himself snaking, but they get the kill on a Skitter, so he has the ball laning all the way out. Looking over at Owie now. Meander doesn't have a hook shot to work with. They have an Ursa for 98 seconds. This is at least a Rax, maybe more. Earl strike on a Moon Meander, and he is just wiped out of the face of the earth, and just GG.
Just
Really?
like that.
I'm shocked.
Top tower is under attack.
That seems like a bit of like a tilt / group stage GG. You know, like I feel like if we were watching EG, they would just get they would get Raxed and then get like a Rapier on the Ursa eventually. You know what I mean? Like that game could definitely have gone on a bit longer, but they won it out.
It felt like they didn't have any faith in maybe the Storm.
I mean, he was 8-3-3. He was doing fine. There's some crazy zips, but that to me seemed more like a miscommunication problem, where they weren't sure whether or not they wanted to go in. So one person gets out and that Storm goes in. It's a weird situation. I mean, you can always get a Rapier. This is Dota 2. We just watched Arteezy carry EG on his back 2 games in a row. Late game, racks don't matter. It's just about kills and buybacks. That's it. But they want it out. It's probably a group stage thing. They want to just go next.
Yeah,
that's fair. It's their call, you know.
Yeah. Interesting nonetheless. A little bit surprising that they were tapping out so early, but maybe they're on to the next one. Already looking towards hoping to get a 1-1 split against Business Associates. So 7-1-12 for Moo. Looked really good. Snake King, again, that we see that Clinks just be a thorn in the side of a lot of these teams, and it continues here with 65 extra damage, as well as, now just feeling like a fourth core. So we'll see. We'll see if Crazy can come back. We'll see what Crazy's able to accomplish coming into the next game, and if they can split the series 1-1. We'll be back in just a moment. I'm your caster Bkop, joined here by Jenkins at Bkop92 at Jenkins Dota on Twitter. Follow us to know more casting next. We'll be back with Game 2 in just a moment. Stay right there.